Yeah. Okay.
Good point.
Ready? Do you have it open?
Yep.
Okay. I promise we'll get to Minecraft, guys. Maybe.
All right.
Okay. First question. I am a sympathetic person. True now and when I was young. True only now. True only when I was younger than 16. Never true.
See, you're taking so long.
What did you say?
True now and when I was young.
See, this is why it's tough for me because I'm not very sympathetic, but I am sometimes. And they didn't put a sometimes button. Like, I could say true only now, but I'm not sympathetic that much now.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to click, but I don't feel confident in it.
Okay.
Like, if I say never true, then I sound like an asshole. But if I say true only now, then it's like, well, like when I was a kid, like when I was younger than 16, I was not sympathetic at all.
Okay. So
like nothing. Cold,
put
dead.
True
nothing.
only now.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna put. See, this is why I said it would take
God.
too long.
Okay.
Okay, I often use words and phrases from movies and television in conversations. Okay, this one, although I haven't seen as much film as you have, I very much do.
Okay.
Like Vines.
That's not movies and television.
It's close enough.
Vines?
Like when I do watch movies and television, like I quote The Office still. By the way, can I appeal to my chat and yours for a favor?
Yep.
I'm not going to say why, but I want to have access to... So, all right. The Office is the most adapted TV show in history. And I want to make a video where I watch every version of The Office from all... There's German, there's French, there's so many different ones. And I can't find any of them. Especially not with subtitles. So I need somebody who's like gritty with like the deep web to help me find them.
Gritty with the deep web. Okay, it's
I'm not going to
here.
ask questions.
Dan, thank you. I'm not going to
ask questions, but I need help. So if you're somebody that can help me find all of the versions, like please help me.
Also, no wonder that you looked at this test. You're like, this is going to take forever.
I told you.
Okay, ready?
We'll
I'm taking the lead now.
Okay.
Okay. I am often surprised when others tell me I've been rude. Never true.
Yes. True now and when I was young.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes I talk too loudly or too softly and I am not aware of it. No, I am so fucking aware.
This one, I'm aware when I talk too loudly, but I have a monotone voice. And people always tell me to speak up, but I think it's just because of my voice. So I'm going to say true now and when I was young, but I don't think it's my fault.
Okay. You don't think it's... Okay, yeah, no, that's fair. I often don't know how to act in social situations. No, never true.
I mean, I'm gonna say never true.
That is not true.
True now and when I was young.
You're lying now. This isn't like one score is an A on the test.
Yeah,
you have to be honest, but we also have to move quickly.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, sorry. Next question.
Okay, I can put myself in other people's shoes. Yes.
Yeah.
See, you hesitating though, when you're like,
I can. No, I can. I just am. Here's the thing. I'm cynical kind of, so I can put myself in other people's shoes, but then I'm like, okay, do those shoes have bootstraps? Because you better pull yourself up by them.
All right, put an answer down.
I did.
Okay. Should I tell you what I'm putting down as an answer, or is it going to influence you?
No, say yours out loud. Yeah.
Okay. You can't let it influence you, though.
Yeah.
All right, question 7. I have a hard time figuring out what some phrases mean, like, you are the apple of my eye.
That's never true.
I
love metaphors.
Love a good metaphor. Okay, next.
I love metaphors.
I only talk to people who share my special interests. No.
I have a hard time talking to people about things that I don't know anything about.
Yeah, but don't you want to learn?
Yeah, but I'm working. Like, okay, I put A.
Okay. I focus on details rather than the overall idea.
I don't know. I don't pick things apart and like take 10 minutes on anything that could be just like a.
I think it depends on. Now I'm doing the Sam thing. I think it depends on what this is. Like if I'm looking at a script, then I have to look at the details, right? I have to get into the character. I can't just look at like overall who this person is. I need to get into the nitty gritty of it all.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that that's what this question is about.
My mom tells me that when I was a kid, I was like a question. I was like, where are we going? What is it going to be like? Like, what is it? Like, I was like I needed to know. And as I've gotten older, I've like gotten less like that just on purpose. But when I was a kid, I was like, Mom, you need to tell me every detail of what the situation is going to be like.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to put C.
C. Well, I guess that. No, I didn't care. I don't need to know. The fact that there isn't an option to pick sometimes made this such a struggle for me.
Dude, I need a sometimes, but also then I would only ever click sometimes.
I always notice how food feels in my mouth. This is more important to me than how it tastes.
No.
No.
I used to be actually, no. True only when I was younger than 16. I used to be the pickiest eater in the world, like horrendously picky. And when I was like 20, I kind of just like stopped being picky. And now I'll eat anything.
Okay. But it's not about how the food feels in your mouth. That's more important than the taste. Okay.
Yeah, it's taste.
Here, I know the answer to this one. I miss my best friends or family when we are apart for a long time.
No. And I feel like an asshole when I say it, but it's just like, it's like almost like object permanence. It's
no,
like,
I know. I'm just laughing because I'm surrounded by people who feel this way.
Yeah.
And I am not this way.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are the people?
So what do you feel
like?
Because I feel like this with like I feel like this with like my mom and dad. I'll feel like this with Brody, but like what? Like I don't know what it.
That's best friends or family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not like I don't ever get homesick. I don't think I've ever like cried because I like missed my family or anything. It's just like I'm just like, like it would be nice. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's missing.
Yeah. But then there's no sometimes button.
For me, it's like I have I feel like there's a place in my heart that is always empty when I'm not with my when I'm not with my best friends and family. Where like I'm good on my own, I'm independent, etc. But when I'm back with my best friend from college or with my family, it just like clicks into place. And so there's always that like longing part of my heart where I chose my path in life and to, I live away from my family and I'm out here. I've been out here for a long time, but I, have like a nostalgia for us all together. And I miss them all the time.
Yeah. See, I never feel homesick.
Yeah, but there's homesick of
homesick.
like, I need to move home and then, yeah, okay. Well, it's kind of a hard question. All right, pick your answer. We'll move on.
Okay, got it. 12.
Sometimes I offend others by saying what I'm thinking, even if I don't mean to.
See, this is another one that's tough because I'm really like blunt. Yeah, I guess that would be true. You know what? True only now because I didn't used to be like this.
Okay. We've gotten blunter.
Yeah, I've gotten, especially the last like year. The last year I've gotten like real blunt.
Yeah, you are as blunt as Patricia Arquette's bangs in Severance season 1. Okay.
Yeah, people are saying this.
I only like to think and talk about a few things that interest me.
Yeah. I love to listen to other people talk about things they like.
Okay.
However, I will struggle to participate. But if somebody's like talking about something that they like, I like to listen because they're excited.
Okay. Next question. I'd rather go out to eat in a restaurant by myself than with someone I know.
I'm perfectly fine with either. I love going out to restaurants by myself.
I prefer.
I don't think I you know what?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's prefer, but it is
Euphoria.
a
Thank
hot
you for the 8 months.
close.
It's a hot close.
Like, I really like going out to restaurants by myself.
To me, eating at a restaurant is such a social thing. It's like my favorite thing to do with like my favorite social thing to do. Let's go to a great restaurant, long conversation over a bottle of wine.
See, I love that, but also going to like a nice restaurant by myself and I can just like think and I don't need to like worry about the social aspect of it when I'm eating food. I can just kind of like enjoy a nice meal in a nice setting and then just like, check my phone.
I like
or,
the social aspect.
I think a book.
I think I like the social aspect more than food.
I really like
there are
food.
a lot of restaurants in Los Angeles and I'm like, the food is not good, but the vibes and the aesthetic
just said
are
high
good.
Score incoming. Okay. All right, 15.
Okay, 15. I can't imagine what it would be like to be someone else.
Yeah, that's true.
I picture myself as one of Angelina Jolie's children all the time.
Really? Which one?
Any of them. That's my mother.
If I try to imagine myself as somebody else, I'm just me, but I look like them.
Yeah, I think this is the like, I can't picture walking in another person's shoes. I think it's like that same thing along those lines of like empathy, right? Can you imagine what it would be like to be someone going through that situation and therefore you empathize with them? Yada, yada.
See, again, this is a hard one because I feel like I do a pretty good job of like understanding that other people think about things differently than I do and kind of being like I can understand why you think about it that way and what has led you to perceive a situation like that. But I don't know. I don't know.
I think if you're sometimes like you pick either the true only now or
I'm going to say never true, actually. No,
Okay.
I'm going to say true only. No, I'm going to say true.
only when I was younger.
Yes.
Okay.
That one. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I have been told that I'm clumsy or uncoordinated.
Hi. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Like, hello.
Okay.
You look at me when I'm not moving and you know that I'm about to knock some shit over.
I feel like this to me is like a kind of an athletic related thing, or no?
I don't know.
It's not, because like I spill my water on my computer.
Yeah. You're athletic though.
Like I'm reading this.
I mean, everybody knows themselves, but you don't give clumsy.
Yeah. It's a day-to-day thing. Yeah, mine is okay, all right. Yeah, we can't overthink it. We just have to put an answer and move on.
When I tell people I did sports in high school, they will literally like laugh. Yeah, like hi.
Yeah, you're like, hi. Okay, 17. Others consider me odd or different.
Yeah.
Really?
That others consider me odd or different?
Really?
I don't...
People do say often, they're like, Sam, I thought you hated me, or they're like, you are very monotone.
Yeah.
They're like,
constantly
you give across...
get people telling other people that they thought that I hated them when I met them.
Is that considered odd or... I don't know. Put an answer down.
I don't know. I think I just have RBF. And I'm monotone. Oh, yeah, true. Okay, wait. True now and when I was young.
Caroline is lying on this. I don't think... No, this is not lying. Others consider me odd or different. Like, you guys, being a theater kid is not what this is talking about. Like, odd or different, I'm interpreting this as like, I hate to use this word, but weird in like a something's wrong with that person. Like, I think that's what this test is. Like, I don't
less quirky, more like odd.
Like a loner in high school.
I don't know then, actually. I don't know then, because it's like, what kind of quirk factor are we working with here?
Like, what I'm thinking for you is that people thinking you have resting bitch face. I don't think people look at you and they're like, something's wrong with Sam.
Yeah, like in a crowd or a party, I think you both are normal, wouldn't be considered odd.
Jughead from Riverdale clip starts playing.
I guess never true.
Different
then.
in a way that's not appealing to other people. That's how I'm reading this.
Okay.
Right.
I understand when friends need to be comforted. That is not my specialty.
You don't like doing that.
I do not like doing that. Do I understand when they need to be comforted? Sometimes, though. Am I good at doing that? Absolutely not.
I think you know when people want to be comforted, you just don't like to do it.
Yeah, but I do understand when people... Yeah. So is this... I guess I would say true now and when I was young. However, I'm horrendous at the doing of comforting. But I do, like I'll immediately recognize when somebody...
Horrendous at the doing of comforting.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, to be clear, guys, like, please don't treat this test as something that is that is medically accurate, and 2, like, don't project onto anyone else, and 3, there's no good or bad here. Okay, this isn't like, oh, if you get this score, good, if you get that score, bad. Okay, like, let's just be clear about that.
Hell yeah.
I am very sensitive to the way my clothes feel when I touch them. How they feel is more important to me than how they look. No.
This one's interesting because this one I used to, as a kid, I used to only wear my socks inside out because I hated how the thing at the end of your toes felt on the inside.
What?
Like, you know, the sock at the end of your toes, how your sock has a thing that goes like where the sock is sewn together. You know? Wait. The seam. Okay. The seam of your sock at the toe.
Hold on. The seam of the sock?
So inside your sock, there's a seam that goes across your toe.
Yeah.
I used to wear all my socks inside out because I didn't like how that felt.
Okay.
And now as an adult, all of those things I've grown out of. Like, I did have a lot of things like that when I was a kid, but I outgrew them. And I didn't just get used to it. I just genuinely, it doesn't bother me anymore.
Okay. So what
so I put true only when I was younger than 16.
Okay. Yeah, that shit sucks. Okay, a lot of people relating.
Yeah. Also, like, sometimes the seam, like, up by the thumbs of jackets.
Okay, number 20. I like to copy the way certain people speak and act. It helps me appear more normal.
I don't think I do it consciously. I'll pick up, like, remember when we were talking, when we were recording the podcast, so I was telling you all the things I picked up that Brody says?
Yeah.
But I don't do that consciously. I think everybody does that. You just pick up.
I think this is, though, that, like, you don't
like know. Masking. I think this is masking.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is
like everybody code switches, and people will respond to the energy of people around them.
Yeah.
But I think this is the, that helps me appear more normal. It's the masking element, right?
Yeah, I never do it consciously. I subconsciously pick up things that people around me are saying and behaviors. Like, I said something the other day, and the way I said it, I was like, wow, that sounded like Caroline. Like, I'll pick up mannerisms from the people I'm around, like, very easily.
Yeah.
But it is not masking because it's not, like, conscious.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's what they mean. Like a conscious thing.
Well, let's just put an answer down.
Okay. It can be very intimidating for me to talk to more than one person at the same time. I don't think so.
I have to act normal to please other people and make them like me. No, I think that's like the other question.
I don't think so.
Meeting new people is usually easy for me.
Yeah, I think it always has. I've always like enjoyed social situations.
Yeah, I would say that.
I can get burnt out really quickly, but I've never been like, fuck, I don't like want to go meet new people. Like,
yeah.
You know.
I get highly confused when someone interrupts me when I'm talking about something I am very interested in.
Confused is a tough word.
Yeah, this test is kind of whack.
Yeah, some of the phrasing is hard. I don't get confused, but I get if I'm talking about something and I get derailed, it's GG's.
No, you see, you force it back to you.
Does it derail your train of thought? Incredibly, yes. If that's what they mean, then yeah, but I don't get confused. It's why I don't, sometimes I'll turn the sub alert sound all the way down for me, and when I stream and if I have music on, I'll turn the music all the way down for me. Because if I am talking and I hear music,
yeah. That makes sense.
I can't. Okay.
I think that word confuse is not what you're describing.
Okay. It's difficult for me to understand how other people are feeling when we are talking. No. I can definitely tell.
We are empaths, humanists.
An empath.
Yeah. I like having a conversation with several people, for instance, around a dinner table at school or at work. Yes.
Yeah, I do.
I take things too literally, so I often miss what people are trying to say.
No. I'm like really sarcastic, so I think I caused like, the problem for other
people take you too literally.
Yeah, if you're somebody that takes things literally and can't pick up on sarcasm, I'm a nightmare.
Caroline, do you know about MBTI? No. I do not know what that is. Question 28. It's very difficult for me to understand when someone is embarrassed or jealous.
No.
Some ordinary textures that do not bother others feel very offensive when they touch my skin.
Nah.
Oh, Myers-Briggs. Yes, I know about Myers-Briggs.
I'm going to say no. I don't know why this one's a whole lot different than the other one, but it feels different.
Mine is only cotton. I cannot stand the feel a cotton, like a cotton ball.
Oh, I do have one actually. Unfinished metal, like you know what the outside of a MacBook feels like?
Yeah.
That ruins my day. Like if I even think about it, I will get.
Is that like, are those considered ordinary textures? I don't know.
Yeah, that's not. It seems like a not ordinary texture. That seems like fingernails on a chalkboard kind of thing.
Yeah, like a lot of people seem to be also saying I hate cotton balls.
Yeah. That's ordinary. So should I say true or should I say? But that's the only one, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Like there's no fabrics that bother me. There's no.
I'll say true now.
Like, I don't think I've ever worn anything ever that's been like a weird fabric for me.
Question 30. I get extremely upset when the way I like to do things is suddenly changed. No. Gotta roll with the punches.
No. No, because I don't get extremely upset.
This is like definition Hasan Piker.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole schedule thing. Okay. Question 31. I have never wanted or needed to have what other people call an intimate relationship.
I've never wanted or needed to have what other people like romantic?
I guess. Never wanted or
mean,
needed?
I don't. This is interesting. Cuz I'm not like a serial like monogamous. Like I'm perfectly fine just being by myself, but I also like being in a relationship.
Uh-huh. You just like to
I'm gonna say
fuck.
never true. I just like to fuck.
You like to fuck.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just pretty like I don't know.
I'm going to start kind of rocket firing through these. It is difficult for me to start and stop a conversation. I need to keep going until I am finished.
Nah.
33. I speak with a normal rhythm.
I'm gonna say true because I don't think anybody's ever mentioned otherwise.
34. The
Other than
same sound, color, or texture can suddenly change from very sensitive to very dull.
Yeah.
What is
I get anxiety sometimes if there's a sound that's been happening for too long, like water dripping.
Oh.
I want to throw things.
35. You think people overthink the questions? Yeah, I mean they're weirdly worded. They're weirdly worded.
Yeah.
And I also think people are looking at this as like a morality test. It's not. It's
Yeah, ticking clocks. We got these Fortnite watches from the after party for the Streamer Awards. Mine was in my bedroom and I didn't know there was a watch in my bedroom, but there was a bag in my bedroom and I was about to throw something because I could hear a watch ticking and watches ticking if I can hear them.
Can't stand it. Can't stand it.
Man. Can't do it. The phrase "I've got you under my skin" makes me uncomfortable. Is that a thing people say?
I've got you under my skin.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that.
Just the Frank Sinatra song. Sometimes the sound of a word or a high-pitched noise can be painful to my ears. Yeah, because I have tinnitus. I have tinnitus, and
I'm gonna say never true because the only time it would is when it would be a high-pitched noise that would hurt anybody.
Yep.
I don't know.
Probably. Or high-pitched noise. Yeah, shout out anybody who has tinnitus in here. Anybody? Yeah, I think you're right with the like a high-pitched noise that would be painful to anyone. Yeah. I am I have tinnitus from working in nightclubs. I'm an understanding type of person. Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
I do not connect with characters in movies and cannot feel what they feel.
No.
I always
No, I'm going to say
connecting.
true only when I was younger than 16. When I was younger than 16, I didn't connect with any form of like art, media, anything. No characters made sense to me.
Really?
I was just like I watched things that were fun to watch and there was no emotional connection to any character.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Just go back and rewatch.
That's probably why
stuff.
I didn't get into film until now because I just was like, I just like to see things that look cool. I don't connect.
I would love for you to go back and watch stuff that you watched as a kid.
Yeah.
See if it's
Iron
different.
Giant though.
Oh, Iron Giant, my God.
But
my God.
That's a different ballgame.
I cannot tell when someone is flirting with me.
No, I know. No, I can tell.
Like when Will finally tried to tell me that he liked me and I said, I know.
This is Brody. Brody's just oblivious. He claims he has no idea I was flirting with him the first time that I met him.
What?
I was like, yeah.
That's so funny. Okay, 40.
I'm just bad at it though.
I can see in my mind in exact detail things that I am interested in. So like if I want
in my mind,
if I want like ice cream, I'm like closing my eyes and I can see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
I keep lists of things that interest me even when they have no practical use. For example, sports statistics, train schedules, calendar dates, historical facts. I don't keep lists. No, I'm not a list
even
person.
when they have no practical use. I mean, I do this with like.
You see the apple?
I do this with like Oscar shit. Like I love facts, but what's practical use? Because I'm pulling that shit up when I'm talking about things.
This is also a tough one, I think, with the internet, where you don't need to keep lists of things now. I don't know when this test was made, but with the internet, we're working in a different. Maybe, I don't know. When I feel overwhelmed by my senses, I have to isolate myself to shut them down.
Because of that question, we found out Hasan writes down debates he had in his dream. What a fucking nerd.
Oh.
No, I don't do any of that. I don't keep lists of things. I just like have it in, I don't know, like things that I remember. So I'm going to say no.
Mm-hmm.
When I feel overwhelmed by my senses, I have to isolate myself to shut them down. Only when I'm on drugs.
Yeah. Yeah, if I've smoked like a lot of joints, I will simply need to remove myself from everything.
You done a little bit too much psychedelics and you're like,
yeah,
I
get me
can't
outta
look
here.
at my hands.
I just piss my pants in the backseat of somebody's car. But that is not the usual situation for me.
43, I like to talk things over with my friends. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
44, I cannot tell if someone is interested or bored with what I am saying. Nope.
That actually is true for me. I'm usually really tapped into, like, even though I'm not good at handling it, like, I'm very tapped into what people are feeling around me. Like, I can tell.
Yeah.
I can tell if somebody's, like, feeling a certain thing. If I'm talking to somebody about something, though, and they're not having it, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Sometimes it makes me annoyed, though, that I just... I ignore the fact that I know that they're not interested.
Yeah, I have no idea.
45, it can be very hard to read someone's face, hand, and body movements when they are talking.
No, I am hyper fixated on that. That's like, that's actually one of the hardest things about being in a long distance relationship is I'm very tuned into body language. Mm-hmm. And 99% of the time I can't read somebody's body language that I'm on the phone with. And so that's a tough one.
Well, I guess you couldn't read their body language because you don't see them.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah, you know what? That makes sense.
Yeah. Thanks for breaking it down, though.
When I'm on mushrooms, I put my Apple Watch and phone away somewhere off and hidden for the trip so I don't look into the black mirror and have a bad time. Very smart.
Whoa.
Yeah. Smart. Okay, 46. The same thing like closer temperatures can feel very different to me at different times.
Okay, well, I was just complaining about
this. You were just complaining about this.
Yeah.
That's why I started laughing. Like, that sounds like something that would be on this test.
Yeah.
No, I don't think this. No, okay. I feel very comfortable with dating or being in social situations with others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've yeah.
48. I try to be as helpful as I can when other people tell me their personal problems. Yeah. My mom said I should be a therapist.
You and I have a very different approach where I will tough love people a lot. Mm-hmm. Like I have a hard time being like, hey, like, it's okay. Like I'll be like, okay, how are we gonna solve
being
this?
Comforting.
I'll literally just be like, we're gonna diagnose, because I like to math out emotions because it makes me not feel them as hard. If I can math out why something's happening, like why a certain person is being a certain way, why I'm feeling a certain emotion, then I don't need to just aimlessly feel emotions. So I try to do that for other people, and that isn't always their solution.
Mm-hmm.
You have
to
okay.
Well, the whole, do you want to vent or do you want advice, right?
Yeah.
Like yeah. I think that is really, really helpful with people, because a lot of times they don't want advice or they don't want it in that moment. They just want to be heard. They just are feeling like really, really, really emotional and need to get it all out. And then once it's all out, it's like, okay, now like the logic part of my brain can
I struggle.
up.
very hard with people that are like people that are their first response to things is emotion that can't like some people are really emotional and that's okay. That's totally fine. I wish I was more like that sometimes because then I could um I don't know, there's certain things that evoke emotion that are like forms of art and I don't get that, so I don't get to enjoy it in that way. But I really struggle if there's somebody that's like just being, and when I say being emotional, I don't mean it negative. I mean there's some people that just like they have high highs and lows, and I don't know how to help people that are like that. I don't know what to do with that. Because I immediately am like, okay, let's fix this, let's solve this. And they don't need that, and that won't work for them.
Sometimes, too, people just need a hug in the moment. They just need to feel heard. They just need to, their hearts are hurting. And so before you can get to anything, it's just like, oftentimes, the empathy first, the love first. All right, 49. I've been told that I have an unusual voice. For example, flat, monotone, childish, or high-pitched.
I mean...
Okay, they literally use an example of...
Come on, man. Just call me by my name.
Call me by my name. That's pretty funny. I don't think is that considered unusual? I don't know. Oh my god.
Nah, a lot
Speaking
of
of
people are
tinnitus,
monotone,
hold on. Speaking of tinnitus, my ear is ringing.
Oh, so when you have tinnitus, does it just like happen all the time?
Yeah. It happens more frequently, like as I get older.
Like how many times a day do you get ringing?
Probably once.
Huh.
Yeah, sometimes more.
I'll get it like once a week.
Yeah, sometimes more, but like at least once a day. Sometimes
I
it
get
gets
the
worse,
thing
but it's
where
always
all
there,
of the sound shifts over to one side of my head. But that only happens like once a week, maybe.
Yeah,
and it's
fucking
not
sucks.
annoying.
This
it's
is why
just
I always
like...
talk about protecting your hearing. I'm like, look, y'all. I even wore earplugs when I worked in nightclubs, but I didn't wear it all the time, and they were shitty. They were not good, and I was in clubs 4 or 5 nights a week, and I wouldn't wear them at concerts.
Yeah, when it happens to me, it doesn't. It doesn't, because I know sometimes it can be like almost kind of painful. Like the ringing is like
Yeah.
Like for me, I'm just like, oh, that happens. All right, it's fixing itself.
Yeah, mine went from like once a week to once every couple days, once a day. No, minimum. All right, question 50. Sometimes a thought or a subject gets stuck in my mind and I have to talk about it even if no one is interested.
Yeah. That's like, you know how I will text you and I'll be like, hey, you don't have to reply to this. I just need to say it.
Yeah.
That's what that is for me. Like, I will be like, literally, this isn't your issue, and I don't even really need feedback. I just need you to, I need someone to hear it, and then I can be done with it.
Huh. Is that ADHD too, though, where you don't want to forget?
I am so ADHD core that it is just so everybody is aware, because I've seen 10 people in my chat say, can you take an ADHD test after this? Yes, and I was on medication, but I didn't, my medication made me not hungry, so I don't take it.
Can I be honest? I do this with Will, but mostly because he always talks to me about football and he knows I don't give a shit. So it's kind of my, all right, I listen to you talk about football and you know I don't care, so I'm going to do this to you too.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about things and you're going to have to listen to it because you make me do this.
Yeah.
All right, 51. I do certain things with my hands over and over again, like flapping, twirling sticks or strings, waving things from my eyes.
I think they're talking about stimming, and I don't do that. I fidget, which there is a difference.
52. I have never been interested in what most of the people I know consider interesting. AKA, you're not like the other girls. Never been interested? No. 53.
It's hard now because like everybody I'm around has like similar interests in like what I'm interested in.
Yeah. I think again this is like you're outside the norm, right? You're quote unquote weird in the way that people are like, you're not
It's a special
you're
interest
not like
thing.
everybody else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 53, I'm considered a compassionate type of person. Yeah.
I have no idea. This isn't even one that I can. I want to say yes, but I'm me and I have my own best interest in mind, which is to say yes, but I actually don't know if this is true. And if somebody said no, I don't even think I'd be offended. I'd be like, yeah, maybe not. Like, I don't know. I think I use a lifeline. Yeah. The thing about this one though is nobody's going to say, yeah, you're not, because that sounds hurtful. But I actually like don't know.
I don't know. This is interesting because I think you and Cutie are not warm people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't get all like cozy and snuggly, and I like to act that way with the people in my life, but
Mm-hmm.
I have also relied on both of you, and for you, like you have absolutely been compassionate for me. It's just the way that you it's just not everything is like one size fits all.
Very close circle too, where I will be there for the people that I'm close to, but that I can't have that circle be too big or I get like emotionally drained.
Okay.
And sometimes I feel bad because there's a lot of people that will be that for me and I can't be that for them because my cup is full.
Yeah.
Almost. And so that's something I struggle with as a friend, where I feel bad and I'll push people away because it'll be like, and this sounds terrible, but I'll just be like, I don't have the capacity to be as close with you as you want to be with me because it's like my cup is full. Like I have the people that I give all of myself to, and then that like my list is capped. Like
sorry, the club is full.
Yeah.
The club is full.
So I'm gonna say true, but not off the cuff.
Look, compassionate is the feeling or showing sympathy and concern for others. If that's what you do, then that's what you do. All right, 54. I get along with other people by following a set of specific rules that help me look normal. The social contract, baby. No, I think this is following a set of specific rules that help me look normal. I am I'm annoyed by a lot of these questions, but it is very difficult for me to work and function in groups. No, group project girly. When I am talking to someone, it is hard to change the subject. If the other person does so, I can get very upset and confused. Like some of these that just are like the same question.
Yeah, they are.
Like we've done this now. You know?
I'm complaining, but I bet if I went back, I answered different answers for like two of the same ones. I'm like,
57. Sometimes I have to cover my ears to block out painful noises like vacuum cleaners or people talking too much or too loudly. This is
all of us at the Sabrina Carpenter concert. Like every concert that me and Cutie have gone to, we have been like,
yeah, but that's because it's just so loud.
It's fucking loud. Yeah, no. But stuff like vacuums and stuff, no.
No. I can chat and make small talk with people. Well,
yeah, I'm not great at small talk, even though how can I say this? I'm good at small talk. I'm not, I don't know how to say, I'm good at small talk because I've had a lot of practice, but I don't like it. And I feel really, I really hate it when I'm doing it.
I have to be in a mood.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want just like a little bullshit.
Yeah.
Like just, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know? Sometimes things that should feel painful are not. For instance, when I hurt myself or burn my hand on the stove. Fuck no.
No. It's
sometimes
my
you
pain
just
tolerance
want
is pretty average.
Sometimes you just want to be like, how about this fucking weather, huh? Oh, no, it's gonna be a cold winter, I do, huh, hun?
In small talk is I will skip a lot of steps in small talk, and
you just go right to it.
jump to something. Okay, this is a thing I do on purpose. I think I purposely will jump to like a weird subject with people because it is people kind of like immediately get more comfortable when you just jump to like a weird subject because they're just like, okay, well,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you can't throw them for a loop.
Real quick, is it cool if my friend Matt has a good night? He's just checking.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
That's fine. Not too good of a night.
Yeah,
just
like
a
moderate.
good night. Okay.
When talking to someone, I have a hard time telling when it's my turn to talk or to listen. Yeah, but that's ADHD core. I have a hard time not waiting to talk. I'm trying to be better about it, but it's hard.
Well, we have a podcast now.
You know what? The podcast is actually so good for me to practice, and even though I notice when I do it, especially when I edit, sometimes I'll edit and I'll be like, "Oh my god, shut up!" Like, like you don't need to interject there. It's good because I am getting 300 examples of when to shut up and just like not.
You know, it's not just you and your ADHD. I do think ADHD plays a part of it, but I think most people, when they're in a conversation, they are thinking about the next thing that they are going to say. Active listening is a thing that like everyone has to work on to really be fully present and not just forming what it is that you're going to say in response to what somebody said. But the thing is too, you know, that's a natural part of conversation. Someone mentioned something, you put a pin in it where you're like, okay, I don't want to interrupt here, but I'm going to put a pin in that. So like, I'm thinking about that right now.
The pin part. The pin part is fucking hard because the way my brain goes is I go, if I don't make a comment on what that person just said just now, it's going to be gone forever.
No, it won't be.
Yeah, but it will be. It will be for me. Like it is gone because it is. It goes away.
Do you know what I've noticed too, though, is that sometimes I act aggressively when I'm with people who are notorious for cutting people off and like really just dominating conversations. A lot of times I notice this with men where it's the same thing of like, okay, you know, you see a man taking up a lot of space on the sidewalk. So like now I'm going to take up more space on the sidewalk, or like a man's, you know, man spreading on a train. Like I don't like doing this, but it's okay, you're going to do this, then I'm going to rise to meet you here because I'm not going to let you dominate in this way.
That's good.
So we had a
conversation about this on the pod that I think a lot of it got cut out because when I was editing, we talked about it for a long time and I just was like, okay, this doesn't need to be this much of the pod. But we talked about this for a bit and we were talking about how we notice and I do the opposite. I just kind of let them cook because I'm just like, my voice doesn't carry as much. I can't beat them if they're trying to talk over me. So I kind of just go, all right, good luck. But there are specific people. One person that is wonderful about this is Eddie Burback. And every time I'm around him, he will look at you and listen to what you're saying. And then if you get cut off, he will do what were you saying? And he seems to do this more with like if he's standing around and there's like a girl in the group that gets cut off, he'll okay, continue.
Yeah. This is a thing that has been like heavily studied and researched, and they will teach women in work settings how to like speak up and not have the conversation, like strategies to not have the conversation be dominated by their male colleagues. Like it's a whole phenomenon. But one thing I'll do too is that I feel like I will call Will out if I notice that if I see him doing things that I know he's not aware of, and I know he doesn't mean in a bad way, but like as a woman and as the woman who's with this man, I will be like, hey, be aware of this, or hey, just know that, you know, you were coming across this way. And
That's good.
I think
Because I think a lot of guys don't notice.
and Will
Especially
is
if they
super
have big voices.
Yeah, he's a very empathetic person. This isn't something where it's like a major problem. It's just I will there are just, you know, a couple times where I'm like, hey, you know, when we're walking, or like if you're walking on the sidewalk, just always be aware if there's a woman who's alone. And I know, you know, but also like sometimes you'll forget, and you're a big guy and you're hulking and you like put your hood up and you have your headphones on. Or like if we're in a conversation, and like just be careful not to dominate too much type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it is nice. And I think that like if you are a guy with a big voice, like we do notice, like we notice if we get talked over, and a lot of times we don't say something, and we notice if you are the person that makes sure that we got to finish our sentence. Like when there are guys, I can think of a bunch in my head that I know I'm going to get cut off by every time I'm around them. And then there's guys that I know will listen to the entire thing that I said, or they will, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't, you know, I'm never going to say that to them, but like I have those lists in my head of who I can get a whole sentence out around and who I'm probably not going to be able to.
It's so funny how many people are saying fear, and because I have talked to them about it. I have literally talked to those guys about fear, and where I go, you are 3 guys and you are all really big personalities. And if I were the only girl on this podcast, I would feel like I could not get a fucking word. And they're like, she talks all the time. I'm like, yeah, but it's not a matter of like, does she ever speak or does she not ever speak? It's like, you guys are not conscious of how, like, it's especially, oh my God, remember when we did the episode? When we did the episode, and that's when I really noticed how bad Hasan is at this, because none of the other guys were on it.
There was 3 of us.
Because there were 3 of us girls. I went, Hasan, how are you cutting off 3 girls?
Yeah.
What? Anyway, they have gotten better. I know that they have listened to the feedback, and have worked on improving it, but they're also just not aware. Right?
Yeah,
like
it's when you combine like a lethal thing, which is like, again, it's like not your fault. If you are a guy with a big voice and you are like me, if you're like ADHD core and you're excited to participate in a conversation, like you can be a bit dominating, and so it's like it is a lethal combination sometimes.
I think the other thing too is that if you're spending all day and you're streaming and you're the only one talking, right?
Yeah.
I think then when you go into another setting where there's other people literally there, it's not just you talking to your computer for a million hours a day. You have to remember that it's not a stream. This is not I need to be filling the space every 2 seconds.
Streamers are monologuers.
Oh my God, yes. Oh, they should do Shakespeare, honestly.
Yeah, truly.
They should. All right, let's blast through this. Sorry for the delay. I am considered a loner by those who know me best. I'm a loner, Dottie, a rebel. Okay, I usually speak in a normal tone.
See, that's like kind of the same as the other thing.
We're getting the same questions. I like things to be exactly the same day after day, and even small changes in my routines upset me. No, I actually don't like that because it makes life go by way too fast.
I actually wish I could have routines better. I struggle having routines. Like if I try to create a routine for myself, I have a hard time doing it day after day.
I just get scared that life goes by, that the days go by very quickly when you do, you know, routine is good, but it's good to change it up. How to make friends and socialize is a mystery to me. It's a mystery.
No.
It calms me to spin around or to rock in a chair when I'm feeling stressed. No. The phrase, he wears his heart on his sleeve, does not make sense to me. No.
This is kind of like that other question.
It's like I've got you.
The metaphor.
Yeah. If I'm in a place where there are many smells, textures to feel, noises, or bright lights, I'm anxious or frightened. No.
Sometimes, but it's a sometimes. I'm gonna say, I do feel anxious sometimes
Bum, bum.
with smells aren't really an issue, but lighting sometimes.
Since it's been commented on, the repeated reworded questions are by design to control for subjective interpretations. Okay, that makes sense. I can tell when someone says one thing but means something else. Yes.
Yeah.
I like to be by myself as much as I can. You know what's interesting? That was only when I was a kid because I had no space. I had such a huge family and I had no space that I would go out on the roof to try to find some peace and quiet because there were so many people in my house and we all shared everything.
Yeah.
So
see, this is tough because I don't.
I'm going to say true when
as
I was
much as I
younger.
can is tough.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to be by myself as much as I can, but I do like to be myself more than with other people. So
for me, when I was younger, yes, because I literally did not have privacy.
Yeah. And I was an only kid living in the woods, so I only had privacy.
All you had was privacy.
Yeah. I keep my thoughts stacked in my memory like they are on filing cards, and I pick out the ones I need by looking through the stack and finding the right one.
Is this like literally?
No.
Not. I mean, okay.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Like actually like bloop.
Like, is this a thing? Is this a like somebody who has autism in order to access their thoughts? They may have to treat them like they visualize as filing cards. Is this Mind Palace stuff? Yeah, but
yeah,
I thought that was to like to memorize crazy things.
There's like a lot of people with autism with like really incredible like recall. But I mean none of them are probably across the board, but yeah, this is a hard one to answer, but okay, I put never true, but
I don't think this is true for me.
My mind is not a palace. My mind is a messy file cabinet that nobody's ever organized, and the file cabinet also is in a room
Disarray.
in which you don't know where it is.
Yeah,
what's going on.
My brain is just it's just soup.
Yeah.
Okay, the same sound sometimes seems very loud or very soft, even though I know it has not changed.
Yeah. Enjoy spending time eating and talking with my family and friends. I do enjoy it, yeah. I can't tolerate things I dislike. No, I can tolerate it. I don't like to be hugged or held.
This is true for you.
Yeah. I love being hugged or held by my partner, and that's kind of it. But I will say with this one, I think that this one, so my family, like my mom and dad, are not necessarily big hugging people. So when I say I don't like to be hugged, I can like root that back to just a nurture thing. Like we just didn't ever do hugging. I didn't ever like cuddle with my parents. I didn't ever like do any of that stuff. So as an adult, platonic stuff like that, I just don't I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I don't need it. I love it with a partner. I don't need it from, like, you love hugs from a friend.
Yeah.
I don't ever need hugs from a friend. Like, if you hug me, I'm not like, like, I don't hate it. I'm perfectly fine with it. It just doesn't do anything for me. And if I never got a hug from a friend ever again, I'd be fine.
Oh, see, I feel like that's how I really connect with people, by giving them a hug.
Like, if Brody never wanted to hug me, I'd be like, what the hell, man?
Huh.
But yeah, from friends, I'm just like, I never have ever like just needed a hug. So.
Okay. All right. 75. When I go somewhere, I have to follow a familiar route, or I can get very confused and upset.
I don't know. I use Google Maps for everything. I can barely get down my own street without using Google Maps. I don't know.
It is difficult to figure out what other people expect of me. No.
No.
Don't tell me not to. We're almost done. Live just sitting.
I told you this kind of stuff. I'm hard. It makes me difficult.
The sun's a ball of butter.
I like to have close friends.
Yep.
Yeah, but that comes with all kinds of fine print for me.
Fine print?
That's like a whole can of worms.
People tell me that I give too much detail.
I don't know. Chat, do I give too much detail?
But like stream is different from like I give detail because I want to give context.
I don't think I give too much detail.
What does this mean?
I'm just barking it. I just put never. I
gotta give the context.
Give the context. I am often told that I ask embarrassing questions.
Like a normal
This is a tough one because our job is built on just doing shit that's not quite.
Let me just tell you something, okay? The way that I have acted since becoming a content creator is a way that I never thought I would act in my life.
Absolutely the same.
I cannot believe some of the things that have come out of my mouth.
Yes.
And the way that I have behaved in front of
the out of pocket things I've said to people since becoming a streamer your brain just starts to rewire into
it's the content brain.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's the content brain. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm often told I ask embarrassing questions. No, but my sister fucking does. No.
Yeah, I don't think I ever genuinely embarrass anyone, but there's like fun embarrassing and then there's like actually, I don't think I ever actually embarrassed people.
When I brought home my college boyfriend for the first time to meet my family, my sister, the first thing she says is, "So are you guys having sex?" Yeah.
Yeah, see, that is funny in a content creator space because it opts for you to give a funny answer, but in a just family setting, that's weird.
Yeah, because she liked to fuck with me. All right, last question. Woohoo! I tend to point out other people's mistakes. No.
Not to them.
Not to them.
Is that what it meant?
Not to them. I think this is like someone makes a mistake and you're like, "Hey, bozo."
Yeah. No.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna switch over in case the score doxes me. Oh, it doesn't. Okay. So I'm not gonna show my. What was the expected score or whatever? 65.
No. Okay. 25. You are not autistic. 50. Some autistic traits, but likely not
what was
autistic.
Yours?
Mine is 9.
Your total is 9?
Yes.
Your total is 9.
Yes. What is yours?
Mine's 76.
Just remember, this is not an official diagnosis.
I know that, but how did you get 9? I didn't even know that was possible.
Because if I'm being honest, I do not think that I am autistic at all.
Huh.
Like, this is not me doing the Hasan thing. I really do not think I am on the spectrum whatsoever.
Got 24. Interesting. Language subtotal. See, there's a PDF. I don't want to download the PDF. Social relatedness subtotal, sensory motor subtotal, circumscribed interest subtotal. Social relatedness subtotal is my highest one. What's your highest one?
Language subtotal 3, social relatedness subtotal 1, sensory motor subtotal 2, circumscribed interest subtotal 3.
Interesting. Because there's some of these that I would just be like, there's some of those that I'm like, how could they be any lower than a certain number, you know?
Well, if you look at the chart so 65, the minimum score at which autism is considered. 90, stronger indications of autism, though non-autistics may score as high. 130, the mean score of autistic people, strong evidence for autism. 160, very strong evidence for autism. 227, the maximum score autistic people required in Ritvo's seminal paper on the RADS-R. 240, the maximum possible RADS-R score.
stuff like this, like this is like the hard, like breaking down like numbers that are like all this that I'm looking at that's supposed to break down what is happening is like my brain is like, oh, this is every question.
Are you reevaluating like, your
No, I
life
just
right
am
now?
looking at all the data and getting overwhelmed. Just going, no. Yeah, and then what was it? What did Hassan get? Was it like
Hassan got
120 something?
What did Maya get? Wait, did Will do this test?
127. That's what it was, yeah.
Okay, my Hassan got 127, Maya got 35. You know so funny? Maya's kind of similar to you with like emotional things.
Yeah, I do
Like you,
feel,
Maya, and Cutie feel very similar.
yeah, I haven't spent a whole lot of time with Maya, but I do feel like we have a lot of overlap as people.
Will got 30 something. Did he do this on stream?
Yeah. 76 is around, could have some traits, but non-autistics can score that. Yeah, and Apex said it a bunch of times. Like I think a lot of the stuff that there's a lot of like ADHD overlap there, which is stuff.
Will's ADHD and his dyslexia. Yeah, Will's 99% ADHD and 1% autistic learning traits.
If I take an ADHD, the ADHD is just like a terrible online test to take because that one is just, it's just like really not accurate. It's anybody could take an ADHD test and come out the other end like with ADHD basically. It's a very, it is, if you try to take a test online, it's just kind of like a
I love everybody taking this test now.
Yeah.
Because Hassan and Maya did it. Yeah, even this test has flaws and biases. Absolutely. For sure. For sure.
If you take any of these tests and you go, please don't diagnose yourself, please go to a doctor and then get a diagnosis and then educate yourself about the things that make you different. And they're not all bad.
Yeah.
Like I got diagnosed as bipolar type 2
speed racer thing
when I originally went to go get an ADHD diagnosis, which I am because I started taking bipolar meds and that made me much less depressed than I was. Yeah.
I cannot believe how much you and Will have in common.
Yeah.
Both bipolar, ADHD. Are you dyslexic?
The amount of dyslexic I am is not enough to even mention, but I can tell that I struggle, but I feel like it's not even worth mentioning because it is not, it's less like I'm tripping and more like I'm catching my toe more often than other people, but does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like,
I get that.
Do I have my notes in Comic Sans because it's easier to read? Yes.
I got 9. Sam got 76. Wait, right?
Yeah, I think.
Sam got 76. You got 35.
Yeah. But all of mine were
ADHD related.
no tactile, all touch.
All touch. Huh, okay. I didn't know Will. Actually, now that I think about it, that makes sense. Sorry, you were saying something and he walked into the kitchen and oftentimes he'll act as if he's about to moon me. So I'm sorry.
Did that happen?
He will either like slap his butt like this, or sometimes he will take his.
Why did you say
down.
like this as if I can see?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it's very distracting. So anyway, I'm like, please go. Stop it.
You just mooned the thoughts out of your brain.
Yep.
I think tonight is a full moon.
Is it?
I don't know. Yeah, also, I'm not a doctor. I'm a streamer, so don't ask me what type of doctor to go to if you think you have...
Oh, yeah, guys, please,
I don't...
just a reminder, this is not an actual test. This is not something where if you score on the lower end or the higher end, you should be like, I don't have autism or I have autism. And don't look at this as like, this is not a morality test. This is not good or bad. So please just, please do not use this as the professional diagnosis. I think it can be an assessment. Yep. If you have always been wanting to get tested, I think that is something that you should do and not just base your...
And if you have a weird rash, one of my mods is qualified. So please send a photo to Gibby, because Gibby can actually diagnose your weird rashes. So
yeah, that is true. I think Sam would have scored higher without Caroline to talk to. Really? No, I think she would have thought about. I think she would have thought about things too much.
Yeah,
she never would have finished the test.
No, I would have just taken longer. Like, we'd still be here. I would have gotten to like 45 and said, like, guys, it's 1 a.m. We have to go.
Yeah, you'd be like, I'm so sorry. Okay, we are going to get into Minecraft. I promise you. Yeah. Sorry, I really thought this would be 10 minutes.
Did I tell you or did I not tell you? Listen, I love taking a good quiz on stream.
You do? Okay.
But it's an evening.
It's Saturday. What do we have to do?
Yeah. I think the fun part about taking any kind of quiz, whether it's something like that or whatever quiz test, is like you kind of like get to think about yourself a little bit, where you're like, I've actually never thought about that.
Yeah.
And doing it on stream, you get to verbalize it.
Yeah, true. That's because your score was 9. True. That's why I would have I was like, come on, just get through this.
Yep.